Turn things over to Rob Maeda. Rob, we've been talking about this daring rescue mission tonight. In Fresno, these Black Hawk helicopters dealing with all this, and they're in the midst of this massive firefight as well.
Yeah, and using night vision with low visibility, you got the smoke out there too. And these are critical hours because we do think even in those locations around where the creek fire is burning, winds are going to look a lot different by tomorrow morning once those gusty offshore winds start to develop. Now, what's stressing the fuels that are feeding a lot of these fires have been the weather of the last couple of days. Today's high temperature is a classic example of how strong high pressure has essentially air fried the hillsides around the Bay Area. So we've kind of primed the fire danger by these incredibly hot and dry conditions and warm nighttime temperatures, still in the 70s and 80s inland, even though technically right now areas are running cooler because they have a very shallow pulse of marine air which has made its way inland. You can see a bit of that sea breeze which is moving across the bay at this hour, but this pattern is going to completely shift after sunrise tomorrow. What we'll begin to see, and you might see it here in the futurecast on the coast, some patches of low clouds, but then they move away from the coast. That's a sign that the offshore breezes start to push down towards the seashore and some of those beaches, which is going to help to lower the humidity levels as wind speeds accelerate right after sunrise tomorrow. So even though we don't have an excessive heat warning tomorrow, I also want to point out temperatures are going to be plenty warm. You got mid-90s around San Jose, still near to slightly above 100 degrees down around Morgan Hills. Similar story around the Tri-Valley up towards Concord, low 90s around Oakland. So look what's in the blue box there in terms of the humidity and the wind. So you've got the dry wind, low humidity, and still those hot temperatures. Maybe not as hot as the last couple of days, but that is the triple threat for fire danger. When you got the wind that is turning offshore, low humidity, and still some hot weather. Look at Half Moon Bay, near 80 degrees tomorrow. San Francisco looking at mid-80s, and across the North Bay, where we're likely to see the strongest winds, we're still going to see those temperatures in the mid to upper 90s tomorrow. Also, air quality, obviously that is a big concern. Remains to be seen if briefly some of the smoke might get pushed offshore by those strong northeasterly winds. But for elevations above 1,000 feet till 8 a.m. Wednesday, as we've been saying, sort of a 36-hour window of high fire danger. Red flag warning up till 8 a.m. on Wednesday. And it does look like it's going to be the North Bay specifically. Areas like Cobb Mountain, Mount St. Helena, you could see gusts 45 miles per hour and higher briefly for the morning. And you can see that area. Sustained winds 20 to 30, higher gusts up on the peaks. Diablo Range, Santa Cruz Mountains also seeing some briefly dry and gusty conditions too. So the pattern responsible for this is high pressure off to the north. Area of low pressure starts to move out by Wednesday and Thursday, and that should open the window to less fire danger and a cool down, a much appreciated cool down by Thursday and Friday, which should include some low clouds, making a comeback to the coast. A deeper marine layer will bring down our temperatures as we head towards Thursday and Friday. And right now, next weekend doesn't look all that hot, but the key component here is the arrival of those north winds, which we do think will be locally strong, strongest in the North Bay around sunrise tomorrow. Wind speeds slowly coming down on Wednesday. Then by Thursday and Friday, it looks like the red flag warnings and the high fire danger start to leave the forecast. But a tough 36 hours ahead, especially in those North Bay mountains heading towards tomorrow morning.
Yeah, for sure.